San Diego is a very expensive place to live. It's also a lovely place to live. Because of that, housing is an issue.
With the ADU bonus program, for each affordable deed-restricted unit that is provided, you're entitled to an additional market rate bonus unit. It really incentivizes developers and owners to create more units, but in return, we obtain that affordability aspect.
The ADU bonus program represents a great way to add value to existing property. You could put housing over the parking and you don't have to pay for the land. You can also use that new income to improve the rest of the property. UC Berkeley did a study recently where they actually found that in San Diego, the #1 way to reduce greenhouse gas emissions is through incentivizing urban infill development. We've seen the benefits of it within our community.
It really comes down to educating the public on the need for the housing, being very clear and transparent on what the regulations are and what the process is. We're a pro-housing city by the state of California, so with that comes the responsibility to see all avenues for affordable housing.
Around 1989, we developed our first mixed income development. That model is what is being elevated in the Housing Production Fund.
The Housing Production Fund is really designed to be a third channel to deliver production at scale, but also deliver affordable housing along the way. The finance piece is actually pretty simple. It's really accessing municipal funds. Typically, those funds would simply be used as gap financing for low-income housing tax credit deals. The innovation here was, instead of using it as gap financing for low-income housing tax credit deals, use it as a stand-in for private equity in conventional private deals.
In the pipeline, we have over 2,400 units. You are sitting in the Laureate. It has 268 units, and we have over 6,000 units that we anticipate creating over the next 20 years.
These projects that are built by the private sector are built to the highest standards.
I absolutely love my building. I think that is very reasonably priced, and especially the area that I'm in.
Affordable housing is a need across this nation, and the more that we can think through creative solutions to accelerate building more, building smarter, the better our families will be, our children will be. This is why we're excited about the attention that it's receiving.
Reparations is far more than just a cash benefit. By November of 2019, our city, Evanston, Illinois, had passed Resolution 126R19. It established our reparations committee, a $25,000 direct benefit that can be used to build wealth. I get to run into families all the time that tell me, I got my check. Also seeing families that chose to give their benefit to their children so their children could buy their first home. I saw that there was an ongoing demand all throughout the nation, and so I launched First Repair. We have been able to work with many other communities that are taking their first step towards repair as well.
I think sometimes when we talk about national projects, it gets to be very abstract. But when it's your friends and your relatives and your neighbors, then we have to say, wait a second, how can we possibly tolerate that?
It is Black people who, for the first time, are receiving something that they thought they would never receive from any kind of system. When you have communities that begin to have people to see beyond their own silo, you're working toward beloved community.
Amen to that.
Following several years of changes in ADU regulation in California, cleared a pathway to being able to build backyard homes. The opportunity that we saw at Villa was to take that new legal pathway and supply that with prefabricated homes, which are more cost-effective and less risky to build.
They range from 450 square feet up to 1,200 square feet. These are typically 2 to 3 bed, 2 bath homes.
The homes that we build with are what we call HUD approved, which means that they're actually approved at the federal level. This home has already been inspected at the factory, so it's a much more efficient process.
What we want to do is build in infill locations, as you're able to fill in parts of the housing market that are fundamentally the locations where people really want to live and work, and they're better for the local community because you're tapping into the existing infrastructure. For a customer who comes to us to build a backyard home, we'll understand the site where they want to build. We will then put the home into production and concurrently start doing site work. Then the homes are attached to the foundation, then go through the final inspection, at which point the customer can then move in. We can build a really good business that can scale very quickly, while also doing good in terms of fulfilling a need in the housing market. And for us, that's a really cool opportunity.